Andrews here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the latest album from Swallow the Sun, Shining. Now, Shining opens up with an awesome track, Innocence Was Long Forgotten. Immediately, I really like the production on the drums. Usually I don't talk about the drums, right off the bat, but this one, I felt that snare. The snare snapped so thick and tight, and when certain chords were struck, the volume elevated and the song kind of erupted and amplified the elegant yet piercing lead melody and Mika Kodamaki's vocals. And I kind of really like what they did with that production because I felt like it amplified so much and brought a lot of vibrancy to the melodies, even more so, and brought a lot of illumination and things like that. There's something about that snare. It just has this fullness to it, and I just really like the production on the drums. Like I said, I usually don't mention that stuff right off the bat. Don't get me wrong, I really like the song overall, the lead melody, the vocals, the guitar riffs, everything like that, but I just had to mention the production on the drums because it really grabbed me immediately. It's something I picked up on like very, very quickly on the album. But a great opener is Innocence Was Long Forgotten, and I love the contrast of this next track, of evil and beauty in this next track. What I have become. Many sinister and elegant notes and melodies that sort of either dance or explode, from dark nasty riffs to pleasant sort of shimmering guitar melodies, and we get monstrous and actually radiant vocal melodies from Mika Kodamaki. We get a nice blend of his clean and harsh kind of going instrument along with the instruments that are and the melodies that are captured in What I Have Become, and I really like what he was able to do and bring to this track. Does quite an impressive job. And one thing I liked about this song was felt like a mixture of what Swallow the Sun has become, the more modern, but I also kind of got this tone and mood and some riffs and overall atmosphere from back from like New Moon, that album, which is one of my favorites. I really like New Moon, but that's why I kind of got here a nice blend of old Swallow the Sun and modern Swallow the Sun on this track. I really like that, and we got some new flavors as well from. I felt the keyboards that Juha Ravio brought on the keyboard work. It kind of gave me this gothic mood, a lot of vibrancy and illumination I felt from the keyboards, and I definitely picked it up on Melancholy, especially the chorus. The chorus is very memorable and hypnotizing, and that has a very sort of old gothic metal kind of feel. But one song I really picked it up on quite a bit in a few different areas and a few different techniques to sort of use that gothic sort of atmosphere and emotion and tone, was Under the Moon and Sun. This has a very gothic tone right from the intro into the lyrics, and the way the vocals were done, especially the layered vocals for the chorus. You get quite a bit of that sort of gothic feel, at least from what I picked up on. And it kind of resonated, and felt like it reminded me of a similar or another Finnish band from a little further back called Sharon and Embrace, kind of that feel that I got from the vocals here. But the most potent gothic atmosphere I felt was captured in the interlude, with the keyboard notes dancing like moon and sunbeams glistening off the lake, and also in another section from the sort of several simpler nuances unite to create this tranquil moment before the solo. I really like that, and that's where I got a lot of the gothic feel that kind of took me back to the band like Sharon. So it was really nice little nuances that Swallow the Sun is bringing to life here, kind of changing things a little bit. You still feel that doom and intensity and that darkness, but we get something a little new and fresh here with this sort of gothic vibrancy as well. This next song I want to talk about is Cold. Now, we certainly get a cold atmosphere from this. Once again, the riffs strike intense and ominous with certain leads that cast a sinister veil, and that sinister atmosphere really rears its head in the chorus. I really like that. I also really like all the variations we got from Mika Kodamaki on vocals. Once again, his ability really adds a lot of depth and lends a lot of emotions and really connects instrumentally as well. So I really thought what he did was really impressive. So we also got some this really also badass solo, non-traditional Swallow the Sun type of solo. It kind of created a hint of lunacy. It's not traditionally something they would do, but I really like this. It kind of fits and doesn't fit with the song, but I kind of like that it was kind of out there a little bit. It kind of lend itself to, you know, what Cold could create, you know, hysteria, you know, the illusions and stuff like that that Cold could create if you're out there too long. And so I kind of feel like the solo lends itself to that and comes into the song nicely in a different sort of way, if you think about it that way. But I really did like the solo and how it lended itself to the song Cold. Now we're moving on to one of my favorite tracks on the album, November Dust, and I got to hear my favorite Uharavio effect, that watery effect that he uses once in a while, and the one that really stood out to me on the Justice of Suffering, way back on their third album, Hope. I really like that tone. It's kind of funky and wild. It creates a lot of different atmosphere and emotions out of it, and that tone, I really felt like it treats agony, sorrow, beauty, relief all in one. It captures so much, especially the way it's used in November Dust. I really like how it kind of transcended the atmosphere of November's coming cold. You know, it brings that to life. I felt like the lyrics were brilliant. So much emotion and many words kind of caressing the soul and resonating with the soft guitars and vocal melodies. One thing that makes me really enjoy the song is, like, easily, you know, my favorite on the album is I love the ending where November Dust, with such poetic relief and powerful emotions, comes to life even more. It's like they elevated this ending and it just kind of scintillates the senses, and that's kind of what I really got from this last section of November Dust. Last song I'm going to be talking about is Charcoal Sky. This one casts such an enormous, bleak, and vengeful cloud with these hateful, mean riffs and drum details that I felt were very pivotal in amplifying the aggression in the potent riffs and the guttural vocals with those quick tom rolls and pulse-pounding bass drums. I felt like they really enhanced the intensity of this song, as well as the overall music, which I thought was really important. And something even more important was how going subtle for the clean vocal spots was, you know, we get to feel the emotion vocally and lyrically because the drums kind of regress and go a lot more subtle. So once again, you know, that's using your noggin. Sometimes drummers don't do that, but I felt like that was really important in this track of what the drums brought to everything musically and vocally to kind of allow and help other sort of, you know, instruments, spots, and the vocals. So another great job on the drums. Overall, the song is really, really cool. I like all the different emotion and atmosphere captured in there, and the vocals, the lyrics I felt quite a bit from as well. That was one song I was able to feel a lot and hear a lot of the words come to life and come more forward lyrically, was in Charcoal Sky. Really great song in my opinion. One thing I do want to mention though is that stood out to me was Uharavio's keyboard work. He'd been doing keyboards for a bit now, I felt, and I just felt like there was a bit of a new mood and a new life kind of emerged on Shining, and I just thought that was really important. Like I said, as I mentioned that earlier, because how it kind of gave a bit of a gothic mood in some of the songs and some of the pieces or sections in some of those songs here, so I thought that was kind of cool and kind of gave Swallow the Sun a bit of new emotion, atmosphere, new dynamic in this album, and kind of, you know, they kind of had a nice new balance. It's almost like it's a way to segue into another direction if they want, because we still got, you know, older Swallow the Sun atmospheres and moods and riffs and stuff like that as well. So it was a nice blend, I felt, not too progressive or too experimental, you know, but, you know, just enough to kind of blend with sort of traditional Swallow the Sun. So I thought that was really nicely done. So check out Shining. All the links will be in the description below where to hear the songs. I'm going to have those in there, of course, in the description, as along with where you can pick up some of the merchandise and stuff like that, along with my other channels and things like that. So feel free to check out Swallow the Sun, Shining. Really cool album. Until next time, folks, have some heavy listening.